All right, so here is my All About Me speech outline that I have started. I want you guys to notice that I have my introduction and my thesis statement up here, and they're just hanging out. I haven't done anything with those yet, and you don't need to do anything for this week. You can see I have my topic number 1, which matches up with, whoops. See, now I'm just clicking on random things again, guys. You know, I enjoy this. All right, so I'm gonna actually take these down, put them right next to each other, be organized and all that. So if you guys remember, I had my topic number 1 was my family. And I had my husband, Nathan. We've been married for 15 years. My 2 children, Veronica and Theodore, and a rabbit named Zora. Okay. So if we go back here, you can see that detail number 1 was my husband, Nathan. You can see I put topic 1 family. And then you can see I've used full sentences for my details. My husband and I have been married for 15 years. I met my husband in college. We were married at a historic hotel in Duluth, Minnesota. Those are my 3 details that I want to talk about when I am discussing the first detail, which is about my husband, okay? Now, detail number 2, I put in a transition sentence here. Another part of my family includes my children, Veronica and Theodore. Veronica is 11 years old and in the 6th grade. Theodore is 9 years old and in the 3rd grade. My kids were both born in Michigan. Now, I'm going to be including more information than this, but this is the start. These are my 3 details that I've added down here. Because if you remember and we go back to our mind map, all we had here was the topic and then the detail, but we didn't have any additional information there. And that's what the outline is going to help us to do, is to add on to it. All right. So if we come back here again, you can see I talk about Zora, but you can see that they say transitions here, right? Well, those are transitions. Let's go back to the presentation and let's cover transitions so we can start writing them. Even though I only wrote 1, we're going to need to write all of them for every single one of our details, okay? And our topics besides. So here we go. So what are transition words? Well, transition words are signals to your listener that you're going to change topics. Okay, transition words help your listener to follow and understand your speech. It's not going from one topic to the next topic to the next topic and feeling completely disconnected. The goal here is to make sure that they follow each other and your listener or your reader is going, oh, they're going to change topics because they've now used a transition word. Transition words also help to connect your ideas together, which is really important because you don't want, like I said, you don't want your ideas just to live out there in space all by themselves. You want them to connect to each other. So now transition sentences smooth over the boundary between 2 ideas, and they reveal the relationship between the words just spoken and those about to be spoken. So if we go back here and we look at my outline, you can see that there's a transition sentence here needed from the introduction into my first topic about my family. And then we need a transition from detail 1 to detail 2 and detail 2 to detail 3. You can see that transition is prompted there. So it's really important that we are keeping the information the same, right? It's about my family, but we're transitioning from topic to topic. And then you'll also, from detail to detail. But we are also transitioning from topic to topic, because you'll notice here we have a transition sentence prompted between topic 1, which is my family, and topic 2, which is my hobbies. All right. So I wanted to point out that we specifically are asking for transitions within this outline. So here we go. So like I said, it reveals the relationship between the words just spoken and about to be spoken. In this way, speech transitions help your audience to understand your message. So if we're going to transition from the introduction into the speech body, which is this very first transition right here it asks for, you see that there? Right under there? That's the one we're talking about here. So let's begin. To get us started, let's examine. Let's get started talking about, now that I've given an overview, let's start with, let me begin by. So if you see, I've introduced my topic and everything, which we'll do next week, but then I'm going to pull you into that speech body. Let's talk about what we're going to discuss. Let's actually begin what we're going to be talking about here. Okay, so these are really important, and I want you guys to understand the need for them. Otherwise, it's all chunky, right? All right, so let's watch this short video about transition words and sentences. Possibly. Well, that's not happening. That's all right. Let's just go on to our transitions here. So possible transitions. So when we're moving into the body, right here, this guy right here, moving into body to introduce a new topic, to begin, to start, first of all, initially, just like those transition sentences we just read above, we can use these ones when moving into the body. So then when we have an additional information, so this is to add a topic or add a new paragraph. Also, again, besides, moreover, whole bunch here, you guys, okay? I want you to read through all of them and think about which ones will fit best with yours. And then this one is good for your conclusion or summary. So when we get to the very end, these are the ones we're going to want to use, okay? And then these ones right here in the middle, this is to indicate more information. So these are going to be really good if you're shifting from detail to detail. So I'm going to give you guys an example. We're gonna pop through. Let's see here. Let's get over to my speech outline and let's take a look. And I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between screens, so just prepare yourself here. All right, let's start with our very first transition sentence. Now, I know I'm transitioning from the introduction into the body of my piece. All right, so let's look up here. Let's go back to our presentation here and let's look at these. To begin, first of all, to start initially, I like to begin. To begin, I would like to tell you about my family. As simple as that, you guys. It doesn't have to be complicated. So I'm going to tell you about my family. To begin, I would like to tell you about my family. And then you move into your detail. My husband's name is Nathan. Okay, and then I start my detail. Now let's do our second one. I had already written this transition. Another part of my family includes my children, Veronica and Theodore. Do we see that another in there? Again, it's additional information. We want to add in, so you can see in addition, I use that. Now let's talk about Zora. Since everybody loves Zora, we need to talk about Zora. Okay, so we have besides, furthermore, in addition, indeed, in fact, moreover, finally, further, furthermore. All right, we've got some good words here. Let's go see what strikes us here. So we've got our third detail here is our Zora bunny. And so I put in here, let me see which one I like here. Also, let's use also. Also included in my family is Zora, our pet rabbit. So also means that I'm going to be continuing the information from the previous paragraph, but now I'm going to tell you even more about myself. So there's my transition. So you can see I put in this transition sentence, then my detail 2 transition, and my detail 3 transition. Now let's go here and let's transition to my hobbies. All right. Ooh, I'm thinking next is going to be the best, right? Because that's going to be moving from topic to topic. Because we started with to begin. Now let's go to next. Next, I will talk about my hobbies that I do. No, I don't like that. Next, I will tell you about the hobbies I like to participate in during my free time. Okay, so I'm transitioning from my first topic into my second topic here. All right, it's really important to realize that I am going from a big topic to a big topic, not just from a detail to a detail. You can see I chose my words very carefully. And then I start launching into my detail 1. And then I'm going to have to do my transition into detail 2, my transition into detail 3. And you can see I've only just moved my content from my mind map onto my outline, and now I need to add in those transitions. So that's our goal this week, you guys, is to get all of our content, all of our topics and details moved from our mind map into our outline. And then you need to add in those transition sentences. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Take your time going through it and make sure to submit your outline with your transition sentences completed by the end of the week. All right? Good luck. And I know you guys are going to do awesome.